The reason why most African women leave their husbands once they come overseas is simple, because those men are obsessed with control. They want to control these women, thinking that just because they brought them over, in the US or in UK or wherever you guys are, okay, or France or Canada, they may think that, they own these women's life because they have brought them overseas. Coming overseas is not the end all or be all, okay? But these men feel so entitled to a point where they are going to emotionally and financially abuse these women. Remember, they have been in the country before they brought these women over, right? So they know the entire system, they know how everything functions, and this woman is going to depend on them in terms of integrating into the new society they're being introduced to. It's going to take some time for these women to know their way about. So therefore, initially when she comes, she is under the supremacy, or they are under the supremacy of these men, okay? Their livelihood depend on them, okay? This man is their everything, the end, the beginning and the end for them, okay? They rely on him financially, and whatever it is, health insurance, whatever it is that you can think of in terms of integrating into a new society. So these men feel entitled. So the reason why it is, the danger lies when these women get to know the system and they realize how much these men have been mistreating them. The men may feel as if these women are ungrateful because, okay, I brought you here in this country, and after you got a job, you don't want me anymore, you don't find me attractive. That is not the reason. The reason is your asshole behavior. Okay, you want to control this woman. You don't want to allow her to work. You want her to be under you. If she wants to work, you want to impose when and how and where she should work. You want to have control over her life. And she's like, hold on, I am in the US, or I am in Paris, or I'm in the UK, or in Canada. These women here, or my colleague, they don't have this type of control over them. Why am I being this control? And remember, it's human nature. Once she knows the systems, she's going to dump your ass, and she has every right. So therefore, if you want to come around here and cry like a baby and tell me why she left you, oh my God, Rose, you cannot believe it, I suffer so much and she left me, now she's married to someone else, oh, she cheated on me. What did you do to lead her to cheating? Women don't just cheat. If you see a woman cheating, she's cheating for a good reason. Okay, and I'm sure if I were to listen to both sides, her cheating would be justified. Okay, maybe you have been cheating on her the whole time, and you feel as if just because you brought her in this country, you have every right to cheat on her, and she should sit at home and just worship you. No, this is not Africa, That supremacy or that behavior works in Africa. All African women that reside in Africa, in the continent. But once we're overseas, a country like America or France or UK, it doesn't work. And you need to quickly wake up from your dream, okay? What is funny and hypocritical about these men and their behavior? When they are dating other races, okay, that are non-African, they treat them well. They conform to those women's culture, and they want to integrate into their culture. They perform well. That's how come most women here prefer to date them, like, oh, I want my African man. I'm like, when they tell me, I say, yes, it works, because opposite attracts, right? He is African and you're non-African, or you are something else, and his behavior is very mesmerizing, because he behaves the best when he is not with his African woman. But when he is with his African woman, he is nothing but an abuser. He wants to have total supremacy over her, and he's expecting this relationship to work. It's not going to work, okay? And don't come to me with your complaint, your little complaint, because I want you to know one thing. The person that you are complaining to, me, Rose, I am not your regular African woman in America, okay? I am not your basic African woman in America, meaning I don't have the African mindset. I have picked the good from the African culture and left the bad from the African culture. And there's one thing I've left behind me, is the African man's behavior. The way the African man treats the African woman, I don't align with that. No, I cannot identify with that. I don't care if you call me a feminist, if you call me as if I'm taking side or biased, it's fine. You can definitely say that I am biased on this topic, because this is a topic I don't play with. Yes, I am biased, and I'm not going to stand with you. I don't believe in someone having, extreme supremacy or command or wanting to control one life. You are not holy, you're not a saint. Okay, you have no right to bring a woman from Africa and think you can control her life just because you paid maybe 1,000 or whatever. You went through immigration. Oh, you went through a lot, Raj. When I came to America, I was suffering. I was working under the snow. Oh my God, I was underpaid. Now that I have made it, I brought my wife from Africa or my fiance from Africa. When we were in Africa, she was so perfect. But now she's in America. She left me after 3 years when she got her papers. Rose, she used me for my, go to hell. Go to hell. Yeah, she used you for your papers. Go to hell, buddy. It's not going to work. What did you do to her? If she was perfect when she was in Africa or when you two were in Africa, meaning someone has changed. And the person that has changed is your ass. You came to America or UK or wherever you are, overseas. You want to abuse her. Okay? You want to control her life. And you wouldn't dare control the lives of the women that reside in this country. Yeah. There's a reason why you wanted to bring her over, because you wanted to have you wanted to have your cake and eat it too, You think she's a dummy. You think she won't smell the coffee. It's a matter of time. For those men who are obsessed with control, like my African brothers, I know your asses. You guys are obsessed with freaking control. It doesn't work once you bring a woman overseas. That's how come those women are leaving your asses like flies. Okay, that's how come they're leaving you single, and you have to maybe go back to Africa and bring another woman. I don't know. That is your own business. Okay, that's your own business. But I want to let you know that no matter how many women you're going to bring in this country or wherever you are, if that woman smells the coffee, she is going to dump your ass too, because no woman would like to be under the supremacy of a man like that. In Africa, it works, but once we're in the West, it doesn't work. Because, when you go to Rome, you need to behave like the Roman. You know what they're saying? Yeah, once in Rome, we have to behave like the Roman. Once in America, because I'm in America. Once in America, you have to behave like the American, okay? There's certain aspect of their culture that you are going to adapt, either you want it or not. So the woman that you bring in this country is going to adapt that culture and find out that your ass has been mistreating her. Don't be surprised if she calls the police on your ass. 911. Somebody please call 911. Hey. Oh. Call the police. Yeah, I'm not going to sing that song. I don't want any type of copyright. Well, I'm not going to sing it because I'm not good at singing. But, yeah. Appelez la police. Yeah, you know that. Appelez la police. Immediately. Yeah, call the police immediately on his behind. They like saying that these African women, when they come to America, or when they go to UK, or when they go to Canada, they act worse than the woman or the American. Yeah, you know why they act worse? Because you expect them to accept your crumbs. You give them nothing but crumbs. You expect those women to accept crumbs from your ass. No, it doesn't work, buddy. It's either you treat her well, as if she is a human being, okay? You are at the same level, and then she's going to respect you. You're going to label her as disrespectful. Do you know why she's disrespectful towards you? Because your ass is disrespectful towards her. What do you expect? How can you require respect if you are giving disrespect? Does that work? No, buddy. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. It's not going to work. Yeah, she left you. Oh, she got her papers. Oh, she had a boyfriend in Africa. Rose, she was cheating on you. I want to ask you a question, buddy. You are telling me that she was cheating on you. Are you a VG? Oh, a virgin. When I say a VG, when I was in South Africa, when I was in school, some of my classmates, because they're crazy, we like to abbreviate, words so that the instructor doesn't know what we're talking about, like code words. Are you a VG? VG. When are you a VG? Yeah, virgin. I'm asking you a question, buddy. Are you a virgin or a VG? I know you were banging every woman when she wasn't here. Oh, you thought she was a saint? I mean, you know what? If you get into my mind, that's why I made a video saying that do not date my type. Because, hey, buddy, from the outside, I am African. When I speak, I am African. Do I want to become someone else than an African woman? No. I am the African woman that have adapted two cultures. Well, it's not two. I've been to several places. What the heck? But I digress. The American culture and the African culture and the culture of all the countries I have been in, or two I've been to. Rest common. All the other countries I've been to. Do you understand me? Yeah. No, what are we talking about? I am not your regular African. I'm so sorry. No. Yeah, my accent will give it away. But mentally, oh no. Mentally, my mind is open as the ocean. Yeah. So you want to come right, buddy? You want to come right? If you see me at the gym or at the grocery store and say, "Ooh, this is a dummy," like the African dummy, you think certain people think African are dumb, certain, not all of them. But be careful. I'm going to put you in your ass, meaning in your place. No, it's put you in your ass. What the fuck? In your place. Yes, buddy. So my African brothers, my brother from another mother. Yeah, I can speak with the accent, My brother from another mother. Hey, when come here. You know your Lebola, okay? You know what Lebola is in South African? I think it's in Zulu. Lebola is a bride price. Some of my South African brothers, okay, or whatever, the culture, I don't know if it's Zulu or Spedi, when they go, Lebola is very expensive in South Africa, okay? Men work so hard to come up with bride price because the wife's family, they require a lot, especially if she's coming from a huge family, you're in trouble. Lebola is a big deal in South Africa, okay? Some of them, the men, they are so controlling to a point where they're going to have a sangoma doing the Lobola thing, saying that, "Are you going to remain faithful to me?" They want the woman to remain faithful. So they are going to introduce a sangoma, to perform some ritual. Sangoma means the witch doctor. Okay, I think it's in Zulu. Sangoma, is in Zulu, buddies? I know it's in Zulu because I had some Zulu friends, okay, when I was in South Africa, and one of them was married. And she said, "Rose, that man was one of the most controlling animal I've ever seen. Whenever she and I will go out, let's say we are going to Sunnyside, somewhere in Pretoria, okay, Gauteng, yeah, we will go to Sunnyside. This man called my friend, like we were in school, but she was married, so for some reason, he will call he will call her like 1,000 times. Call my family 1,000 times because she and I were a little bit close. I would say we were close because she had my mom's number, okay? And he will call me forever. One day, guess what? I left my phone at home. She and I, after school, we went to Sunnyside, okay? Shopping, of course. I love shopping. If you guys don't know that by now, I'm sure you can tell by the way I like to present myself. I like shopping. I like to look sexy. I like to work out. I like to, yes. I like to look good. Do you understand me? We were shopping. Do you know this guy came to the school because he didn't see her? He didn't see her, but yet she told him that she was with me. He called my mom. He even went to our house. I was baffled. I'm like, this guy is crazy. And I asked my friend, I said, why is he like this? This man's too controlling. Mind you, I was in Africa, right? I was in Africa, but I still didn't like the behavior of my African brothers, the way they were controlling. The African culture is very complex, okay? So the behavior of the African men, most of it I don't like. I'm sorry. I don't like it. You guys are possessive and controlling. So she told me, Rose, well, he paid my Lebola, meaning her bride price. I said, is that the end of the world? I said, is it possible for you to give back that Lebola of yours? She said, Rose, I can't. I love him. I said, okay, you love him, Kade. If you didn't love him, I would say, throw him to the wolf. I'm so sorry. What type of person is this? Look, I was semi-revolutionary when it comes to the behavior of the African men in terms of the way they treat my African mothers or my African sisters. I never aligned with that. I didn't have to come to the U.S. to oppose this behavior, by the way. Okay? So come to the U.S. just made it worse. Freedom, because in America they have freedom and freedom. But believe me, be careful what you say though. Okay? Everything is not free. There's a freedom of speech. I don't think every speech is free in America. That is a bureaucracy we can get into another time. But I'm just here to say that these brothers of mine, if you guys do not stop with your behavior, or any woman you bring from Africa is going to dump you behind, and she has every right, because you think you're the king, right? Kingdom is in Africa, not when you come to the West. When we come to the West, we're here to look for our daily bread, to survival mode of an immigrant. So why would you make life difficult for her? Being in a marriage is difficult within itself. Imagine being married to someone who is controlling. That is another difficulty. Okay, you don't want to burden people like that, because life in America or overseas is not easy. Okay, this is a country whereby if you don't work, you cannot go to your uncle's house and say, well, can I sleep here the night because I don't have a job? No. One for all and God for everybody. Okay, one for whatever. I forgot the saying. Okay. She have to do that. So do not, I'm here, my brothers, hey, stop with the abuse, man. Stop abusing this African woman, this beautiful African woman you guys bring in this country. Being in this country is not the end of the world. Remember, the people in Africa that are making it more than we immigrants that reside here. There are people in Africa that can come here and buy a house with cash. Africa is the have and the have not. So when someone have it in Africa, you know what I mean. Oh, you know what I mean. I can testify because I can tell you where I'm from. Diamond runs so rampant. Bauxite runs so rampant. And the people that have the money, they have the money. They have the money to a point where you wonder if they're living in Africa. Yeah, they have and they have not. You need to meet the have of the African countries. They play in money. They don't know what taxing is. They don't pay taxes. Oh, no. And by the way, in Africa, if you buy a house, it's yours. You don't have to pay taxes, by the way. You don't need to pay mortgage. If you don't have money, you don't build a house in Africa. They have and they have not. Yeah. So we immigrants, when we bring our asses here, please, life is difficult to start with. Don't make it difficult for this poor woman. All she did was to love you. If loving you isn't enough, she has every right to divorce your ass, because life is too short, buddy. Life is too short. No one deserves to be under the supremacy or the control of a man. A man. I'm sorry. You have long tails, buddy. Well. Someone will say, Rose, why don't you talk with her being vulgar? You're always talking about tail of a man. What is your obsession with long and short tail? I'm sorry. I'm talking to men. They like it when I talk like this. You have long tails in between your legs, buddy. Third leg, fourth leg, you tell me the story. It's not enough, okay? If you are going to abuse her, she will leave your long tail for a short one. How about that? Now you want to know why African women overseas, they are fearsome. Well, they don't want to marry African men. They marry white men, or they marry African American, or they marry someone else but an African brother. Because of your abusive ways. Brothers, she has every right to dump your ass. What are you going to tell me? Oh, Rose, you're taking side, of course. What do you expect? You think I will sit here and glorify your behind? No, I'm sorry. I would like to tell them, especially my South African one, take his Lebola back to him. Work so hard and take his Lebola back to him. The bad price. Please do so. Why not do so? Hey, Ayibo. Chirico, Kwesha, Chirico, what's a lot? Send him back. Oh, send his ass back, okay? Okay, this is not a Sister Bettina. Oh, Sister Bettina. This is not Sister Bettina. Stop a shit. When I was in school, Sister Bettina was just out there, and the principal would say, do not play that song here. And we would go and dance over, whenever it comes on, like, Sister Bettina. Yeah, I know. You guys like to make fun of women, right? Mr. Bettina, take your ass back home. If you want to impose your supremacy, it doesn't work overseas. Again, Uncommon Theories, Uncommon Answer. My name is Rose, and I shall always remain the Rose that you know. Thank you.